Today's book review is for A Psalm for the Wild-Built by Becky Chambers. Psalm for the Wild-Built is a Hugo Award-winning science fiction novella that's set in the world of Panga after robots who worked in factories become self-aware and amicably detach from society and live separately from humans. When a human tea monk who is feeling unsatisfied and unfulfilled in their everyday life wanders off into the wilderness in search of answers, they encounter one of the robots, and together they try to figure out the meaning and purpose of life. Over the course of this novella, there is some story, but it's largely a philosophical discussion. Sibling Dex, who is the protagonist, sort of explains that there's nothing really wrong with their life, they just aren't sure if there should be something more or if they should have some sort of channeled ambition and drive. Throughout their discussions with the robot, the biggest thing that I took from it was that it's okay to be and just exist and experience the world around you. It's almost an affirmation that it's okay to be where you are, whatever that looks like. The dedication at the beginning of the book actually reads for anybody who could use a break, and I think that's exactly what this book was for me. As much as I feel like that sometimes as a person, I can feel that way as a reader too. The last several books I have read have all been about death and destruction and violence and people being terrible to each other in some way or another, and this book was a deep breath of fresh air for me. It's only about 150 pages, so it's a short read, but it's a psychological day spa of sorts into an optimistic look into what the future might be, and also look at it through the lens of philosophy. This is a book that's absolutely for people who feel stressed out or confused or like they lack some direction. It's set in a super interesting sci-fi world, but it's really easy to understand. It's almost a book that you have to let the philosophy sort of wash over you and be introspective about how that applies to you in your own life. If you're looking for an action-packed adventure romance with lots of conflict, this probably isn't the right book for you. It requires you to be patient and thoughtful, but it's well worth the time. This is one of those books that I can't wait to read again because I know it's going to mean something different to me in the future. So thanks so much for watching, and happy reading.